How to manipulate women, part 1. Let's go.
I know how to turn on the perfect man. I can be God-fearing, celibate, the one that you want. I can tell you everything that you want in a man and show you that. I can open the doors, lay down the cloak, send the jet, do it all.
This is how you manipulate your girl so that she never leave you.
This is how to manipulate a woman.
He's not going to let you go because he wants to keep you in his control.
What is one way men manipulate women to stay in relationships with them? Here is one way, so pay attention.
These are ways to manipulate her, part 2.
Look, I'm gonna let y'all know right now, males are dumb as fuck.
Manipulation tactics to use on a healed individual. Now, this is method 8 and a big one, fake jealousy. Now, why would you want to do that? Jealousy is a net negative emotion. Well,
Hey beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. This is Falika. So today's video is very important and I open a discussion about toxic relationship behaviors, manipulation tactics, and some men openly admit to using on women. From gaslighting, love bombing, emotional control, guilty tripping, and mind games, we are breaking down the red flags women need to stop ignoring. Now, before we begin, full credits go to all the original creators featured in this compilation. This video is created for commentary, education, and an awareness discussion purposes only. Also, disclaimer, not all men behave this way. This video is simply discussing toxic behaviors and unhealthy relationship patterns that people should be aware of. Ladies, trust your intuition. If something feels wrong, don't ignore it. Now, let's get into the video.
This is how you manipulate your girl so that she never leave you. Let's go. If you do this shit, your girl never gonna leave your ass. I promise. It work every time. Every time. All you gotta do is encourage her to date men that's doing better than you. That's all you gotta do. You don't need to be with a guy like me. No, you gotta do better than me, girl. I'm no good for you. You deserve better. I don't want better. No, I want you. I don't care about that. Got him. Every time. You don't need to be with a guy like me. No, I ain't got no money, girl. You look how beautiful you are. You deserve to be with a man that got money. I don't care about money. No, I want to be with you. Got him every time. Work every time. You don't need to be with a guy like me. No, all I do is play 2K all day. You need to be with a real hooper that make money. No, I don't care about that. I love watching you play 2K. Got him every time. Work every time.
How to manipulate women, part 1. Let's go. Alright, cool. So you've just been caught cheating, right? By your situationship or your girlfriend. Your first priority from this position, as you've been caught, is to make her feel like it's her fault. You may be asking, Charlie, how do I do this? You need to gaslight her into thinking that the reason you cheated is because the other girl was providing stuff she wasn't providing. Bring up your girlfriend's faults, bring up the areas that she lacks in, and make her feel like if she had those attributes and did those things, that she could have made you not cheat. All the while, remember to keep reiterating, I love you, but you didn't do this. I love you, but do you know what I'm saying? If your girl's self-esteem is low and she's easily manipulated, this will work. But if it doesn't, we go to the second stage. Say on the off chance you break up. Let her have 2-3 days without you and then call her. Text her first and say, I need to talk to you for closure. Girls cannot resist closure. The word closure, that's their weakness, I'm telling you. Call her and remind her of all the good times you had together. Reassociate all of them warm memories back in her head. Be like, there's no reason why we can't have another day like that again. I need to talk to you in person. Let me come pick you up. Go pick her up. Talk to her about the situation. Apologize, of course. We know you don't mean it, but just say it anyways. Then go do something so fun, like take her on the best date ever. Come to her with flowers and roses already in the car. Take her to wherever she wants to go and have a blast. By showing her the highs of highs again, she's gonna reassociate fun times with your name. After she spent the last 2-3 days sad, crying, now she sees you again and she's had a great time. Come on, she's gonna love it. And that's how you get your girl back.
These are ways to manipulate her, part 2. One day I'm taking this shit out. Boom. Tell this person you want to see in real life. You're gonna take her out on that, but never actually go through it, never actually do it. She's gonna be thinking, does this guy not want to take me out? It's mind games. And obviously, if you do link her, give her like a small period of time. Shit, make it seem like you have other shit to do, or maybe other, you know what I'm saying, other to do. You get me? Do everything in your power to make her fall in love, yeah? And once she tells you she loves you, take a step back. Take a while to respond back before saying I love you too. Like pause, innit? If it's in real life, you're gonna wait a few minutes to say it. If it's on text, you're gonna be like, love is a strong word. You don't just love anyone type shit. Be sharp. It's gonna play games on our mind. Last but not least, this is the most important step. You need to pretend, or at least be really a high value man. And what I mean by this is let her know that you have other options without letting her know. So let her know that you're that guy without letting her know. Take it easy, kings.
Manipulator in the sense that I knew that I didn't want anything serious with this woman, and I knew she wanted something serious with me.
Right.
And instead of leaving her alone, I took what I could get out of it. And at the end of the day, when she was crying her tears, I could hide behind the fact that, hey, I told you what was up.
Yeah.
And that is the game plan and the strategy and the mindset that so many of us as men live by is, I told you what was up.
Yeah.
How can I be wrong if I'm telling you the truth?
Right.
Well, the truth is, just because you're an honest man doesn't make you a righteous man.
Right.
Your actions make you righteous. Your actions make you moral. So just because you tell somebody the truth, but you still go and do the wrong thing, your honesty doesn't absolve you from your guilt.
How I learned from a pigeon study how to manipulate women into dating me in droves. So when I was younger and I was the nice guy and women cheated on me and friend zoned me, I hit a dark point in my life. I came across a study about pigeons that was talking about intermediate and consistent reward system. I think his name was Skinnerd, but let me tell you what I did. I started dating women, and anytime a girl gave me a behavior that I liked, I would reward her. 100% of the time, she would behave properly, I would reward her. But I noticed that when I did that, eventually, only when they needed it, would they press the button for reward. So I cut it by half. Every time a girl did something, I would do a coin flip. If it was some good behavior that I liked, I would flip a coin. If it landed on heads, I would reward her. If it wasn't, I wouldn't. And what I noticed by just cutting it in half was the fact that women would obsessively obsessively go into that. But then I cut it by 30%. I used a percentage generator. I would type it into my computer, hit 1/3 and fucking see what happened. And they got more obsessive. So eventually I put it to 10%. Girl would do something correctly. I put it to a 10% possibility and I'd pop that into my computer. And if the answer was yes, fine. But most of the time it was no. And what I would realize is these very, very extremely hot women that most men would simp and grovel over just to get even a fucking look or a hi or hello or oh, you're cute, were obsessed, addicted. It was wired through them, coursing through their veins just for my fucking approval, which reflected back on the study that this guy did with pigeons. And I still will resist saying that women are like pigeons. But psychology and coding and wiring is wired throughout all species on this planet. But most you guys constantly, and I mean constantly, reward girls for any type of little good behavior towards you. Oh, she likes me. Oh, I'm gonna just throw my entire life away. I'm gonna love her so much. But what that little study I did showed is if you control the odds, you control the woman. Now, granted, over time, I learned not to do that fucking shit, but it did teach me a giant core principle, which is this. You men that give everything to your women for nothing suck. Lesson learned.
This is how some men manipulate women into accepting low quality situations or low value from them, right? And we call these men the neo men. This is what they do. Just like that song, Miss Independent, that's why I love her. They compliment you and make you feel validated about the fact that you're independent. It makes you feel proud. You're like, yay, I'm that independent woman. So now as the independent woman, he doesn't have to be as dependable since you're willing to do so many things by yourself. And here's the mental trick. Because you now love the idea of the title of being the independent woman, you will actually contribute unknowingly to his low levels of investment or effort. Also that you can be seen as the Miss Independent. So you do more things by yourself. And now the neo man doesn't have to.
Manipulation isn't something that you're able to spot quickly because it's not always obvious. Sometimes manipulation manifests itself as guilt, confusion, and you feeling the constant urge to always make peace. A man doesn't have to shout to shrink a woman. He just has to get her to explain herself over and over and over. So here are a few things that men do when they shrink women and keep them small. He will exploit your empathy. Whenever you set boundaries to a man who's trying to exploit your empathy, he's going to perceive those boundaries as cruel, and he's going to perceive your tiredness as negligence. And that is because when you set boundaries for yourself, he is now losing a sense of control that makes him feel safe. You've now become unpredictable, and he doesn't really know what to do with that. When you start pulling away, he might act like he's hurt because that control is a safety measure to him. So now he'll start dumping all of his discomfort onto you, hoping that you'll clean it up. And if you are an empath, chances are you might feel bad for that and you might clean it up. The solution: don't fix the guilt right away. Pause and reflect on it and ask yourself, who benefits from my discomfort? It certainly isn't you. In most cases, guilt is not an indicator to fix anything. It's usually a sign that someone has now used your empathy against you, and now they're holding it above you as leverage. This next one I like to call performative remorse. It is when a man will apologize in the nicest way to you. He'll say the most poetic things to you and everything sounds perfect, but he never has any sort of fundamental change within him. He'll use his false charisma and his fake charm to make you forget about everything that he did. And once you forget about everything that he did, it all resets and it goes back to zero. What this is a tactic that is used to preserve comfort, not real accountability or real growth. Real change is measured in behavior, not in what they say. Guilt reversal is another manipulation tactic that men tend to use to shrink women. What he'll do is he'll dump his trauma onto you, completely deflecting from what you're telling him, and he'll make it about himself. And in turn, you might cradle him, coddle him, and soothe his discomfort and his trauma until yours ends up disappearing. You'll neglect your emotions, stabilize his, all while forgetting about yours the entire time. And that is how you shrink little by little. These are all forms of manipulation, and as you can see, it's not always obvious. It's very intricate and very sinister.
I'm a manipulator, and this is exactly how I'm going to control you. I'll start small. I'll start doing it in ways that look harmless at first. Because real control does not start with force. It starts with conditioning. Number one, I'm going to study you. I'm going to pay attention to exactly what makes you light up, what makes you happy, what makes you sad, what makes you insecure, what makes you afraid. I want to learn exactly what version of myself makes you trust me the most. Because as soon as you trust me, you stop guarding yourself. And once you stop guarding yourself, I get access. I'll start pushing little boundaries, nothing big at first, just enough to see what you let slide. I will deliberately make a hurtful comment and I'll pass it off as a joke. And then I'll sit back and watch. What do? Do you call it out? Do you sit quiet? Do you explain yourself? This tells me everything that I need to know. And right then is when I'm going to start rewarding your self-abandonment. Anytime you abandon yourself, I'm going to get warmer. Anytime you question yourself, I'm going to get softer. Every single time that you silence your needs to protect the connection, I'm going to make you feel chosen again. I'm not going to demand control from you. You're going to serve it up to me. Right about then is when I'm going to start creating confusion. I'll give you affection, then I'll give you distance, clarity, and then contradiction, warmth, and then coldness. This is exactly where the control gets deep, because when you're emotionally off balance, you're easy to control. I'm going to make sure that you know every problem in the relationship starts with your reaction. I hurt you, you bring it up, I'm going to say that you're too emotional. Because as soon as you start worrying about upsetting me more than losing yourself, that's when I have full control. And as soon as I know that your peace depends on my mood, I don't even have to control you anymore. You just do it for me. I'm a manipulator, and I'm not going to control you by force. I'm going to teach you how to control yourself. I do not actually do any of these things. I'm purely educating people, but I would love if you would follow for more tips.
I know how to turn on the perfect man. I can be God-fearing, celibate, the one that you want. I can tell you everything that you want in a man and show you that. I can open the doors, lay down the cloak, send the jet, do it all.
One thing that I don't think gets talked about enough, and that is a man's ability to become a chameleon for the kind of woman that he wants or wants access to. He will become Mr. Me Too. And that's why you don't want to do all the talking, because everything you say, he's going to say, me too. You like spoken word? Me too. You're a Yankees fan? Me too. You like sushi? Me too. That's why you don't do all the talking. You let him talk. Some of these men only say they want a wife and kids because they want access to the kind of women who only wants that kind of man. He knows good and well he wants to play the field until he's in his 50s or 60s, but he doesn't want the kind of women who also want that. They like convincing a woman to do something that she didn't originally want to do. They want to see if they can change your mind. They get an ego boost out of you thinking that you want marriage, but he done talked you into friends with benefits or a situationship or something that you knew you never wanted. The same men who are so quick to tell a woman that she should have chosen better are the same men who will admit that they can be a chameleon and become anybody that you want them to be. And this is why discernment, or your ability to listen to your intuition, is so important, because even if that man checks all the boxes, there's still that nagging feeling, that little voice telling you, I know, but something about him isn't right. And if that's the case, run.
Look, I'm gonna let y'all know right now, males are dumb as fuck. So when women says that a male tricked them and was manipulative the whole relationship, I don't believe him. And here's why. Women turn dumber than fucking Patrick Star when they like a person. It's fucking crazy to see and watch in real time. Like my ex-bestie, she had this one nigga that she was fucking with. He did not really like her at all. You can tell from the messages and the way he was talking to her. He did not like her. I choose to tell her every single time that he don't like you. She was just...
This is how to manipulate a woman. Now, I don't think you should actually do this, but you're listening, so I'll tell you anyway. This is one of those tactics where certain guys who don't really like the girl enough to take her seriously but still want access to her, especially physically, they understand that women are emotional beings and they crave emotional validation, approval, affection, and so on. Since he doesn't truly like her like that, it's hard for him to satisfy her emotional needs for commitment and connection, but he doesn't want to let her go. So what he will do is he will starve her of that affection, compliments, and so on outside of the bedroom, but inside of the bedroom, he will pour it on really thick. And then she will realize that the way that she can get the affection that she's looking for is inside of the bedroom, where he's only looking to give her that sort of attention. And with some women who crave this attention, they will be the initiators of intimacy, because that is the only way with that particular guy that she can hear those affirmations and get those compliments and get that intense love that she seeks. Now, as I said, this could be toxic advice, and maybe you don't want to do stuff like this. But if you're a woman listening, now you know certain manipulative tactics that men will use, so you know how to protect yourself.
What is one way men manipulate women to stay in relationships with them? Here is one way, so pay attention. He will make sure that this woman knows all about his past traumas and all of the reasons why he has trust and abandonment issues, and he will use these to make her feel very empathetic for him. If she is not empathetic, then it's not going to work, and he knows that. However, if she is, whenever he blows up on her, he will then start apologizing or even start crying to make her feel bad for him, so she won't leave him, because she's going to feel bad if she leaves somebody who has all of these abandonment issues as well. But here's the thing, ladies, I'm not saying to not be compassionate for people. However, if he is doing nothing to help himself and has developed this pattern of doing this to you, remember that you are supposed to be his queen, not his doormat and therapist. Here is yet another dark manipulation technique that men use on women to make them fall in love, to make them obsessed, even fantasize about them. In today's episode, selling a woman a dream. What's the purpose of this? To get everything he wants from her and give little back. First, he must become aware of his victim's desires for a relationship, for herself, for her family, and for her future. This man, more than likely a wordsmith, develops all of the perfect things to say to articulate their dreams becoming true together, because he pretends to share all of the same dreams and desires as her, and continues to fabricate these future hypothetical romantic scenarios of both of you fulfilling these dreams, but never seem to happen, and it's always due to either circumstances that are out of their control, or because he's doing it to help somebody else, or because he's some kind of victim. Now, this will leave a woman at a crossroads of what to do. Her not getting what she wants, but her not leaving because it's not his fault, only tricks her into staying. She wants those promises kept and dreams true, but because it's so close yet so far, it leaves her obsessed with getting what she wants from him, but will instead remain forever trapped in her ongoing unmet desires.
Manipulation tactics to use on a healed individual. Now, this is method 8 and a big one, fake jealousy. Now, why would you want to do that? Jealousy is a net negative emotion. Well, the thing is, a lot of people act like the key to keeping someone on your roster or getting what you want out of someone is kind of to make them feel unwanted in a way. When I would argue a very important part is to make sure they feel wanted, however, not wanted enough sometimes. There was this one girl who would not believe I liked her no matter how hard I was love bombing, so I had to find a different way to speak her language. And one fateful day, she brought up another guy she was talking to, and did I care about the concept of her talking to somebody else? No, because I was talking to other people. But did I care about the fact that she brought it up to me? Yes, absolutely, because I'm like, what game is she trying to play now? So flatly, I lose my composure. I show a little bit of emotion. I'm gonna give you guys a raw reenactment. I was like, why would you tell me that? She was like, what? And I was like, you think I'm doing this with you? I will leave right now. And she's like, oh my gosh, are you serious? I was like, yes. It's embarrassing, I know. I try not to raise my voice like that at people, but she really forced my hand. But anyways, by that exchange, she couldn't discern what I was actually angry about. So she was like, oh my gosh, Bryce, I'm really sorry. I won't talk to him anymore. I didn't mean to, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I started to realize how much power I was wielding. And she never again questioned me on whether or not I liked her. So she either A, felt like she was in the doghouse, and or B, that jealousy gave her all the proof she needed that I liked her. And ever since I realized that, I've been cooking up this method, and I've been in the field testing it. And I realized that this method has worked on me before. Like one time there was this girl who I swore up and down didn't really like me like that. But then I found out she stopped being friends with one of her friends because one of her friends was like trying to talk to me or something. And then I was like, oh, this is real. Because after that, I was all over her, completely wrapped around her finger. Literally. I'm joking, or am I? But before you get too excited and start doing this to people, you have to know that there are parameters to it, especially if you're planning on using this on a healed individual. Like, don't tweak, okay? Just make it clear that you don't like the concept of them doing whatever with somebody else. However, don't be overbearing. Don't try to control them. This is very similar to the being fixable method, because when you come to them with your insecurities, if you can do it in a very healthy way, that will be very advantageous for you. A lot of people don't understand how advantageous it is to have someone genuinely believe that they have the social upper hand in a situation, because here is the version of you in their head, the version that you're making up. This is them, and this right here is the real you. A lot of people are too prideful to have someone else believe that they're above them, but my thing is, if you're lying to them, why does it matter? The best manipulators in the world do not care what other people think as long as it advances towards their goal. And the thing with fake jealousy is you get a massive get out of jail free card. Because now that they genuinely believe that you care, you can get away with a lot of stuff you couldn't have before. Like, you can go a few days without texting them. Come back and be like, sorry, I was really going through it. They're so much less likely to question that because of your display of emotions when you were being jealous. Look, some people got too many people on the roster and they genuinely don't care what those people are doing. Some people are genuinely nonchalant. Some people genuinely just couldn't care less about that sort of thing. This method is for those people because you will be punished if you don't show some fake jealousy at one point or another. People nowadays are super good at pretending to care about things that in reality they couldn't care less about. So why not make that thing your love interest? Why not make that thing something about your significant other?
Dark love psychology, how men manipulate women to fall in love with them. First off, I do not advise this. I do not advise this. I do not advise this. Because the only reason why I'm dropping these gems to you is so you can be aware and make sure that nobody is doing this to you. First thing is, they will mention something they want to do with someone or some way they want you to be, but then they quickly say, oh, I could never ask you to do that because that's not who you are. Knowing it plants a seed of self-doubt and not being good enough, influencing her to want to prove it, convincing herself to be that or to do that. Now what this does is it convinces her that she actually loves this man to do such a thing or be a certain way that she's never been before with anybody else. And when she actually decides to do or be, he creates more hoops for her to jump through just in order to earn his heart, giving her the continuous feeling that she's never good enough. Certified life coach, certified relationship coach, Michael J. Fit here, and ain't nothing getting past me. If you want more answers in your dating and relationship life and be able to tell when someone is manipulating you,
he's not ghosting you. He's conditioning you. There's a difference. Ghosting is when a man disappears completely and you never hear from him again. But conditioning is when a man strategically pulls back and doesn't call you for a few days because he wants to give you the impression that he has options or something better to do. That raises your anxiety, it triggers your insecurities, and makes you vulnerable to chasing his validation. Ghosting is complete absence. Conditioning is psychological manipulation. If a man reveals that he has negative dating habits, you might think he's being honest or transparent, but in actuality, he is setting you up for disappointment. If that man tells you that he used to be a cheater, he probably still is. If that man tells you that he doesn't call or text very often, well, that'll probably continue with you. When he exposes these issues to you, you're thinking, oh, well, he's being honest and transparent. That's a good sign. Perhaps he's working on himself and I'm that special one that he will eventually change for. Do not make the mistake of thinking that because he's being transparent with you, that he's a good man, that he's working on himself, that he's trying to be better. In many cases, men lay their cards on the table just to see what you'll put up with.
He's not going to let you go because he wants to keep you in his control. See, some narcissistic and manipulative guys say, don't let you go no matter how much you try to break up. Because if you try to walk away and say, you know what, I've had it, I'm done, this is it, I gotta get out of this relationship. What they try to do is they try to keep you in without actually being kind to you, without being accountable. The loophole is to keep you arguing. They try to bring up topics that trigger you, that they know get under your skin, and one of the ways they try to do that is by invalidating you. Oh, you never really loved me. In fact, all these years you put into the relationship was just so you can get what you wanted. You actually wanted to date someone else. You're actually the narcissist. And they'll do this hoping that you get upset enough to argue back even after you've blocked them, even after you've walked away, to keep you in the loop. Because that way they don't lose contact with you. But it's all manipulation to keep you.
Manipulation tactics used on healed individual. Now this is method 3, the scared kitten method. Now this method is very high risk, high reward, so make sure you pay attention to exactly what I'm saying and make sure you use this for good and not bad. Step 1, weaponize your mental illness. And I don't mean early on, I mean wait until they know you a bit and then open up to them. Do not use your mental illness on them because that's the scared lion method and that is much less ethical than this method. Basically just tell them, yo, I got this and it makes me struggle with this and I struggle to cope with it. Just like genuinely opening up, just the same way you would open up to a friend, right? But also make it clear to them that you're making steps to improve yourself in this area. Tell them you're in therapy, tell them you're on medication. Even if you aren't, what, they can ask for a picture? Like, now I know what you're thinking, what if they leave though because I'm mentally ill? They won't do that. Everyone's mentally ill. If you're not mentally ill, you're not human at this point. You know what I'm saying? But also don't overdo it because then that can get scary. But what this does, it already establishes that, you're on the struggle bus a little bit. Which leads me to step 2, utilize your trauma. Now, if you don't have any trauma, I suggest you find some. It is not that hard to gain access to. However, just hint at this trauma over time. Not anything overt. Just be like, yeah, this kind of happened to me, but do it from a detached sense to the point where it's not any overly emotional situation. You don't care about it that much. However, this thing did happen and it is sad 100% to them, okay? And they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, this poor person, they've been through a lot. But again, you're not showing what this trauma has done for you. So you're getting all of the pity, but none of the fear. Now, this is perfect for someone who has a bad reputation. Honestly, it kind of helps a little bit. Now, not anything too crazy. Like if you did some absurd stuff to people, yeah, you're kind of a lost cause at that point. But if they're like, oh, this person ghosted me, this person never really talked to me like that, they never took me seriously, it's not going to be a huge problem because if that gets back to that person, they'll be like, huh? Or are we talking about the same person right now? Like, now at some point they're probably going to confront you with this information. You just got to fess up and say something like, look, I just really want connections with people and I used to try to force that a lot and it never ended well for either party. But that was just immaturity on my part and I do regret it. That's kind of just why I keep to myself mostly nowadays. Now this will make a healed person cream their jeans because not only are you taking accountability for your actions, but you're also looking at it like it is what it is. Something I get a lot is, oh my gosh, you're such a sweet guy. Why do you let people view you like this? I'm just like, I don't know. And I make sure I say it with pain in my eyes. This is when you imply heavy interest but never openly state it because in their mind they're gonna be like, okay, I think I'm safe, but like, am I really? Love bomb with attention, not affection. Now, this troubled young lady taught me this last part. She knows who she is. It's very important that you don't try to defend yourself too hard. Don't go around like, oh my gosh, everyone's wrong. I'm a really good person, I promise. That's just you barking. That's the scared puppy method, okay? And nobody likes that. That annoys people. Elephant in the room. Why is it called the scared kid method? Think about a scared cat and what it does. When people come to pet it, it'll probably run away. People just pick it up, it'll probably scratch and run away. People aren't gonna like that cat very much, right? Now imagine that cat approaches you, lets you pet them, cuddles with you, things like that. You're probably gonna like that cat a lot, right? And when people try to shit talk that cat, you're gonna be like, you know what? You guys don't know this cat the way I do. It's a perfectly good cat, it's just a scared kitten.
So watching all these clips honestly shows how calculated manipulation can be in relationships. A lot of these men admitted that they use tactics like love bombing, guilty trapping, fake apologies, hot and cold behaviors, future fakings, jealousy games, and emotional withdrawal just to keep women emotionally attached and chasing validation. The scary part is that manipulation does not always look aggressive at first. Sometimes it comes disguised as attention, affection, compliments, vulnerability, and even honesty. Many women end up ignoring red flags because they feel empathy, hope the man will change, or believe the promises being made. But one thing this video proves is that actions will always leave you the truth more than words. A man can say he loves you all day, but if his behavior leaves you confused, anxious, insecure, constantly apologizing or questioning yourself, that is not healthy love. Healthy love or healthy relationships should bring peace, clarity, consistency, respect, accountability, and emotional safety, not fear, confusion, and not emotional exhaustion. This video is not about attacking all men, but about helping people recognize toxic patterns early before they become emotionally trapped or manipulated. At the end of the day, always trust your instincts, because your intuition usually notices the red flags before your heart accepts them. Never ignore behavior just because someone says the right words. Protect your peace, protect your self-worth, and never settle for emotional manipulation as love. If you enjoy this discussion, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more relationship discussions, psychology topics, dating advice, and real conversations like this. Let me know in the comment section which part shocked you the most and whether you think people ignored red flags too easily in modern dating. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Peace and love.